Scholar classes. So today I will be taking chapter 15 from class 8 science, some natural phenomena. Okay, this is the part 1 of chapter 15. So in some natural phenomena, first we are going to see which are some of the natural phenomena. I will name them, like earthquake is there, lightning is there, cyclone is there, volcano is there. Like this, there are several phenomena that are natural phenomena. Okay, and we will have a brief introduction about it. What is a natural phenomena? Why it is called as natural phenomenon? Okay. Next, we will see the objects that get charged. Okay, then we will study about charging, how objects get charged when they are rubbed with other materials. We will see some examples of these objects which are being charged when rubbed with other materials. Then we are going to see types of charges. There are basically two types of charges. One is a positive charge and the other one is a negative charge. So we will discuss both of them. Then we will see electric charge. Electric charge means electroscope. We will see anode, cathode, what is that? And then we will see its transfer. How electric current is being transferred. Okay. Then we will talk about earthing. What is earthing at your home? Sometimes, somewhere, you must have heard an electrician talking about earthing, or sometimes your father say earthing kharab ho gayi or something like that. So we will see what basically earthing is. Then we will see discharging the charge. How can we discharge a charge? Okay. So these are some of the points which we are going to discuss today. So let's have a brief introduction about natural phenomena. What is a natural phenomenon? So natural phenomenon is any phenomenon, you can say, or a calamity, some happening that is taken by nature itself. वो nature के through, nature के द्वारा खुद से होती है. There is no involvement, there is nowhere there is an involvement of human activities. Okay, so natural phenomenon are those phenomenon, or you can say any kind of calamity, any happening which is occurring by nature itself, and there is zero involvement or no involvement of human beings. Okay, so these phenomena, they do not involve, they get without the involvement of human beings. Okay, so if we take the examples, we can, a very good and very easy example is if we talk about weather of a place. आज आपके ठंड है, कल गर्मी पड़ रही है, बारिश हो रही है या something. Are we responsible for that? No. If you wish कि let's bring winters in summer season, can you bring? Never. You can never bring. Summers है तो summers है. It is naturally it is occurring. It is the gift of nature. We cannot change the weather. Okay? It may be that due to pollution, which the human activities or some other human activities, the weather may be somewhat changed, but you cannot alter it fully. If summer season is there, it will occur naturally. Today, if there will be a snowfall, it will occur naturally. You don't have a control. You cannot make a snowfall or you cannot stop a snowfall. Okay? Some fog is there, if fogging is there, it is natural. You don't have any control. We as a human beings, we don't have any control. Some thunderstorms, some storms come. Does we have any control? No. If we want to stop that, we cannot. If we want to let's make a thunderstorm, we cannot make it. Okay, so these are the natural phenomena. They are occurring by nature itself. We are not involved. We as a human beings are not involved in that. Okay, so like this, there are thousands of examples. Winds are there. Winds are blowing. Do anybody has a control on wind? No, nobody is there. Tides are there. When you go in in sea, you will see there is a high tide, low tide. That is also a natural phenomenon. Okay, volcanic eruptions are there, volcanoes are there. All these are natural phenomena. Cyclones are there. So all these are categorized as natural phenomena, and we don't have a control on them. They are occurring by nature itself. Okay, जब इनको आना होगा, जब wind को blow होना होगा, wind will blow. If rain wants to come, it will come naturally. We can't create rain, or we cannot stop rain. If volcano is there, it will come automatically. If tides want to come, they will come. If there is going to be an earthquake, it will come. You cannot stop earthquake. Okay. Nowadays, the technology, science, research have been so modified that scientists can predict at such places there is a chances of earthquake. But you cannot still stop it. Okay. And that prediction also may be sometimes correct or may be wrong. Okay. So some natural phenomena can be very destructive. Okay. डिस्ट्रक्टिव मीन्स बहुत नुकसान हमें कर सकते हैं. कुछ ऐसे भी नेचुरल फिनोमेनन्स हैं लाइक साइक्लोन्स. यू हैव सीन दैट इन लास्ट ईयर इन उड़ीसा द साइक्लोन हैज टेकन अवे द होल सिटी. ओके, द होल स्टेट इट हैज टेकन. सो दीज साइक्लोन्स they are very destructive. They can destroy everything. Thunderstorms, if it comes, it can also destroy everything. It is very destructive. Earthquakes are there. Lots of buildings fall down. Everything goes off when there is an earthquake. So like this, we can say that these natural phenomena, they can be destructive in some ways, like earthquakes, cyclones, thunderstorms. All these are very destructive natural phenomena. So, if you are being asked what is a natural phenomena, just say that any natural phenomena or calamity is anything that occurs naturally without the involvement of human beings. Okay? So, natural phenomena occurs naturally without the involvement. There is no involvement of human beings. Without the involvement of human beings. Human beings are nowhere involved in that. Involvement of human beings. Okay? So natural phenomenon occurs naturally without the involvement of human beings. Fine? So let's take some of the examples. If we talk about the examples, the change in the weather, that is occurring naturally. Weather of a place, weather of any place. Winds blow naturally. We don't have any control on winds. Storms are there. Many kinds of storms are there. Earthquakes, tides, volcano. The volcanic eruptions, whatever the volcanic eruptions are there, they are occurring naturally. Volcanoes. Okay, volcano. Then other, you can say there are some cyclones. I have already I'm not told about cyclones. Okay, so like this there are many phenomena that are occurring naturally. Now the question is all the natural phenomenon destructive or all the useful? No. So some natural phenomena can be destructive. Right? Some natural phenomenon they are destructive. Okay? Example is earthquake. Earthquake is destructive. Cyclones are there. Cyclones destroy everything. Thunderstorm. When thunderstorm comes, it is also going to destroy everything. Okay? So these natural phenomena, they can be destructive in some ways. Okay? So now it is our duty as a human beings or our researchers, our scientists, we have to protect our environment, our nature, our earth, our surrounding, and prepare ourselves to be ready to fight with these natural disasters. Okay, all these natural disasters which are taking place, we have to be very careful how we can fight against it, how can we protect ourselves, even our environment, our earth, our society. Okay, so this was a brief introduction about natural phenomena. We have got to know that natural phenomena are those calamities or phenomena that occur naturally without the involvement of human beings. Some of the examples we have seen. We have also got to know that they are destructive. But if they are destructive, we should be ready to fight with them. We should be ready. We should be prepared to save ourselves from different kinds of natural disasters. Okay. So next, a disaster that is a charging. We will see what are the charges and we shall be discussing on that. So next we are going to see charges. So we know that objects get charged when they are rubbed with one another. Okay? Some objects are there. If you rub it with some other objects or you rub them together, they are going to be charged. Okay? So today we will be seeing lots of examples how some objects are there which gets charged when they are rubbed with one another. Okay? So the first example we will take of a plastic refill. Okay, you must have seen a refill in your pen. If you take that plastic refill and you rub it with polythene, normal polythene you take and you rub that refill with a polythene, what is going to happen? It will acquire some charge. Okay, some small charge it is going to acquire. So the first example to show that there is a charge when some of the two objects are rubbed together. The first example is plastic refill when rubbed with polythene. Okay, so when you rub the plastic refill with a polythene, you are surely going to see some kind of a small charge between them. Fine. Secondly, you must have seen that when you comb your hair, sometimes you will see that after combing it for some time, you will see that when you take the comb away, your hairs also get attracted towards the comb. Okay, so what basically is that? So when a plastic comb is rubbed with a dry hair, okay, or when you do combing, a small charge is being created. Okay, जब आप जब ऐसे अपने कॉर्न को, प्लास्टिक कॉर्न को ऐसे हटाते हैं तो साथ में वो बाल, आपका जो हेयर है वो भी थोड़ा सा अट्रैक्ट होता है कॉर्न की तरफ और आता है. So what is that? That is basically because of the charge. There has been a charge developed between the plastic comb and between your hair. Okay. So secondly, you can say that plastic comb when rubbed with dry hair. Okay. Remember, the hair should be dry. It should not be wet. If there is wet, there is not going to be any kind of charge. But if it is dry, it will surely, when you will take away the comb, it, like this, your hairs will get attracted towards the comb. Okay. Then the third very good example is that you must have seen that when you blow balloon, okay, and when you rub those balloon with this ball, okay, just rub a little the balloon with the ball, but you will see that this ball is going to attract that balloon and you can stick those balloons to the wall. Why is so? Again, there is some kind of a charge, you can say, is being developed. And the other very good example for a balloon is that if you rub a balloon on your dry hair, then also you can see that the balloon is sticking. Okay. Again, there is some kind of a charge. Okay. So balloon, when the balloon is rubbed with ball or dry hair. Okay, so this is also a very good example. You can see that if you rub the balloon on your dry hair or if you rub the balloon on a wall, it is going to be attracted and some kind of charge is being developed. Okay, next, if you take an eraser and you rub it with a wool cloth, okay, just take an eraser, rub it with a wool cloth. What you are going to see, it will again develop some kind of charge. We will be studying further that basically here a negative charge is being developed, but I will be teaching you further that what are the kinds of charges, positive, negative charge and all. So again there will be a charge developed between the eraser and a wool cloth. Okay, so eraser rubbed on woolen cloth. Okay, so this one is also a very good example. Now the next example is that when you take a glass rod, okay, right, glass rod and you rub it with a silk cloth. So again, when you rub a glass rod with a silk cloth, you will see that the silk cloth get attracted towards the glass rod. Why is that? Again, some charge is being developed. Okay, so the fifth example is that glass rod rubbed on silk cloth. Okay, so here I have given you 5 examples to show how charge is being developed when two objects are being rubbed. Okay, but there are many more examples. You can go and refer to them also. But here I have given you few examples of plastic refill when rubbed with polythene, plastic comb when rubbed with dry hair. Okay, balloon is rubbed with ball on your dry hair, eraser rubbed on woolen cloth, glass rod rubbed on silk cloth. So all these, in all these examples, in all these above processes, you can say, or all these above examples, there is a process of charging. What is happening here? A process that is called charging. the refill is there, comb is there, balloon is there, eraser, glass, rod is there. So all these items, all these materials, they get charged. Okay, because some charging is being done between these two objects, between a plastic refill and a polythene, between a plastic comb, dryer, balloon and wall, eraser and woolen cloth, glass rod and silk cloth. So some kind of charging is being done, and these objects, they get charged. Objects get charged. We are not discussing here that whether it is being charged as a negative or a positive, but some charge is being created. Okay, so next we will see the forms or kinds of charge. Charges types of charge. So if we discuss about the charge of types, we will see that there are two kinds of charge. One is a negative charge and the other one is a positive charge. Okay, so two kinds of charge. A negative charge and a positive charge. Fine. So a negative charge and a positive charge, there are two kinds of charge. Next, what is going to happen that if you take like charges, okay, means like charges are positive is a like charge, दोनों एक जैसे charge है, लाइक है, पॉजिटिव और पॉजिटिव है, या नेगेटिव और नेगेटिव लीजिए तो ये भी लाइक चार्जेस हैं. और अनलाइक चार्जेस क्या हैं? ये क्या है आपके? लाइक चार्ज है. अनलाइक चार्ज क्या होंगे? एक पॉजिटिव चार्ज है, एक नेगेटिव चार्ज है, तो ये कैसा चार्ज हुआ? अनलाइक चार्ज. Okay, so this is unlike charge. So now what happens, this like charge, that is positive and positive, negative and negative, like charges repel each other. They are going to repel each other, and the opposite charge you can say, or you can say the unlike charge, they attract each other. Okay, they attract each other. Fine. So like charge, they repel each other. Unlike charges, they attract each other. We have got to know that there are two kinds of charge, a negative charge and a positive charge. The like charges, they will repel each other. अगर एक तरह के चार्ज है तो वो रिपेल करेंगे, या तो वो पॉजिटिव टू पॉजिटिव है, नेगेटिव नेगेटिव है. बट अगर वो अनलाइक चार्जेस हैं, दैट इज पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव, दे आर गोइंग टू अट्रैक्ट ईच अदर. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज अ स्टैटिक चार्ज? ओके, सो द इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय रबिंग इज कॉल्ड स्टैटिक चार्ज. ऐसा इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज जब हम रब करते हैं तो एक इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज जो प्रोड्यूस होता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? स्टैटिक चार्ज. ओके, सो द इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज produced by rubbing is called static charge. Okay, the electric charge produced by rubbing are called static charge. Fine. So this was something we have talked about the types of charges, and we have seen about static charge. Fine. So in types of charges, let's discuss about the types of charges, that is the positive charge and negative charge. So before telling what is a positive charge and what is negative charge, we will see the configuration of an atom. As we all know that, suppose an atom, so we know that this atom is made up of subatomic particles. Okay, so atom is made up of subatomic particles. So what are these subatomic particles? It can be electron, proton and neutron. We have already studied in our previous chapters that an atom is made up of subatomic particles, that is electron, proton and neutron. Okay? Electron, proton and neutrons. Fine. So all these particles, they share a common property. There is a common property between electron, proton and neutron. What is the common property? The common property in them is that they carry some electric charge. Okay? All of these three, they have got some electric charge. Okay? So जो एटम के सबएटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स हैं, that is electron, proton and neutron, इनके पास, इन तीनों के पास कोई चार्ज होगा. अब वो कौन सा चार्ज होगा ये मैं आपको बताती हूँ, बट कोई ना कोई इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज होगा इनके पास. ओके, सो इफ वी टॉक अबाउट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, these electrons they have got negative charge on them. Okay, these protons they have got positive charge on them. Okay, so electrons have got negative charge, whereas protons have got positive charge on them. And this neutron, they have got the equal positive and negative charge which cancel each other, so we can say that it gets neutralized. It is neutral. It has a charge. We cannot say that neutron don't have a charge, but होता क्या है कि उनके जो positive charge है और negative charge है दोनों equal amount में, तो वो neutralize हो जाते हैं, वो cancel हो जाते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि neutron के पास कोई charge नहीं होता. It's neutral only because its number of positive charge and number of negative charge are equal. Okay, so we know that atoms carry a balanced charge. However, these charge may sometimes these charge become out of order. Okay, so every atom is having some balanced charge, and sometimes it may be out of order, but normally an atom has got some charge and it has some atomic particles, electrons, protons and neutrons. These electrons they are negatively charged, protons are positively charged. So basically the subatomic particles they carry some electric charge in them. Now an object is called electrically neutral. Okay, when an object is being called electrically neutral, it is being called electrically neutral if it carries a balanced proportion of negative and a positive charge. That is equal amount of electrons and protons. Neutrons have always got equal amount of protons and neutrons. So they are called electrically neutral. Okay, अगर example लेते हैं, कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है उसके पास 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं और 3 प्रोटॉन्स हैं. So what is going to happen? 3 negative and 3 positive will cancel each other, and such an object is going to be called as electrically neutral. Okay? Such an object is going to be called as electrically neutral. So if a number of negative charge and a number of positive charge are equal in number, they are going to cancel each other and will be called as electrically neutral. Okay? Electrons have got negative charge, protons with positive charge, and if electrons and protons are equal in number, they are neutrons, that is electrically neutral. They are electrically neutral. So any object which is having equal number of negative and positive charge, or you can say equal number of electrons and protons, that is going to be electrically neutral. Okay? So here we have seen how atom has got subatomic particles and they have positive and negative charge. So now, as we have seen the positive and negative charge, we can say that objects may have a shortage or an excess of electron. Okay? अगर excess of electron है किसी के पास, या किसी के पास shortage of electron हो सकता है. ठीक है? अभी प्रोटॉन की बात अगर हटा दें, केवल इलेक्ट्रॉन की बात करते हैं, तो कोई ऑब्जेक्ट होगा जिसके पास एक्सेस होगा इलेक्ट्रॉन का. इलेक्ट्रॉन का एक्सेस होने का क्या मतलब है? उसके पास बहुत सारे नेगेटिव चार्ज आ जाएंगे, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर नेगेटिव चार्ज, तो एक्सेस होगा इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का, तो इट इज गोइंग टू बी नेगेटिवली चार्ज. एंड इफ इट इज हैविंग डेफिशिएंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स की कमी है, तो क्या हो जाएगा? वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज हो जाएगा. अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन का एक्सेस है तो नेगेटिव चार्ज हो रहा है, और इलेक्ट्रॉन की डेफिशिएंसी है, डेफिशिएंट है, तो वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज हो जाएगा. क्यों हो जाएगा? क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन कम है, और हमें पता है इलेक्ट्रॉन नेगेटिविटी ही देता है, नेगेटिव चार्ज देता है, इट डजंट गिव्स पॉजिटिव चार्ज. ओके, सो ऑन दैट बेसिस लेट्स सी द टाइप्स ऑफ चार्जेस. द फर्स्ट वन इज अ नेगेटिव चार्ज. Okay, and the second one is a positive charge. Fine. So negative charge is said to be when the charge of an object is due to excess of electrons. अगर किसी ऑब्जेक्ट में चार्ज किस वजह से हुआ? इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का एक्सेस हो गया, इलेक्ट्रॉन ज्यादा हो गए, उसकी वजह से अगर कोई चार्ज हुआ तो कौन सा चार्ज हो जाएगा? इट विल बी अ नेगेटिव चार्ज. ओके, सो इफ द चार्ज of an object is due to the excess of electron. Okay, if the charge of an object is due to the excess of electron, it is called negative charge. Okay, so if the charge of an object is due to the excess of electron, it is called negative charge. इलेक्ट्रॉन का एक्सेस होगा मतलब नेगेटिव चार्ज आते जाएंगे, बहुत सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होंगे, नेगेटिव चार्ज का एक्सेस हो गया. अब पॉजिटिव चार्ज की बात करें, इफ द चार्ज ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट इज ड्यू टू लॉस ऑफ एन इलेक्ट्रॉन, इलेक्ट्रॉन का लॉस हो रहा है, उसकी वजह से अगर चार्ज हो रहा है तो क्या हो जाएगा? वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज हो जाएगा, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन का अगर लॉस होगा, नेगेटिव चार्जेस हटेंगे, तो क्या गेन करेगा? वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज. Okay, so if the charge of an object is due to loss of an electron, it is called positive charge. Okay, so this is called positive charge. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हट रहे हैं और पॉजिटिव चार्ज का गेन हो रहा है. ओके, सो नेगेटिव चार्ज, if the charge of an object is due to excess of electron, it is called negative charge. Positive charge, if the charge of an object is due to loss of electron. Charge of an object is due to loss of electron, it is called positive charge. Okay, so I have already shown you some examples that how charge is being generated when we rub objects to each other. Okay, rubbing of object with each other generates charge. So there are so many examples we have seen. I have told you an example of glass rod. So basically what was going to happen in that case, in the glass rod case, okay, so glass rod was rubbed with a silk cloth. Okay, glass rod was rubbed with silk cloth. So when glass rod was rubbed with silk cloth, this glass rod, it becomes positively charged, while the silk cloth, it becomes negatively charged. Okay, when these two objects are rubbed, glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth. This glass rod, it will gain which type of charge? Positively charged. Okay, and the silk cloth is going to be negatively charged. Okay, so rubbing each other, one is gaining positive charge, one is gaining negative charge. As I have told you, opposite charge attracts each other. So positive charge है यहाँ पे negative charge आ गया. So these are opposite charge, so it is going to attract each other. Okay, so that's why when glass rod is being rubbed with silk cloth, it is going to attract each other. Similarly, I have given you some other examples, like when balloon is rubbed with a ball or acid dry here. Again, same thing is happening. One is gaining negative charge and the other one is gaining positive charge. So on rubbing, a charge is generated. One is gaining negative and one is gaining positive. So negative and positive attract each other. So the balloon is going to be attracted towards the air, or this balloon is going to be attracted towards the wall. So basically we got to know that when we rub two objects, some charge is generated. One is going to be positive or negative, then it is going to attract each other. If both are going to generate same kind of charge, then they are going to repel each other. Positive will repel each other, negative will repel each other. But positive and negative will attract each other. Okay, so this was all about charges and types of charges. Next we are going to see electric current. So if we talk about electric current, when charge move, they constitute electric current. चार्ज जब मूव करेंगे तो वो क्या बनाएंगे? इलेक्ट्रिक करंट बनाएंगे. ओके, सो व्हेन चार्ज इज गोइंग टू मूव, they are going to constitute electric current. So how does electric current results? Electric current results when charges flow, or you can say they move from one point to another. Okay, so just taking an example. So if the charges are going to move from one point to another, it is going to make what? It is going to make electric current. Okay, so when charges move, it it constitutes electric current. When charges moves, it constitutes electric current. Fine. So now this electric current, or you can say the movement of charge which is causing electric current, what does this electric current do? This electric current helps us to glow the bulb. It is because the current is flowing, that's why the bulb is glowing. Or any of the electrical appliances which we use at our home, in our offices, in our schools, anywhere. This fan is running how? Because some electric current is being passed through it. Okay? Some charge is being moving, some charge is flowing. कोई charge move कर रहा है, कोई charge flow कर रहा है, तो electric current generate हो रही है. और ये जो हम जितने भी appliances use करते हैं घर में, cooler है, fridge है, induction, anything, TV and all, these are how they work. They work through electric current, and this electric current is what? There is a flow or the movement of charge. जब flow या movement of charge होगा तो बल्ब जलेगा, flow या movement of charge होगा तो fan चलेगा. Okay? So electric current constitutes when there is a flow or a movement of charge. Now the charge and the transfer which takes place of the object. So charge can be transferred from one object to the another with the help of two phenomena are there. Okay? These charges which are moving or which are flowing, they can be transferred from one to another, one object to another. Two is there. So one type is induction and the other type is conduction. Okay? So flow of charge can take place in two types. This is flow of charge. Flow of charge कैसे हो सकता है? एक मेथड है इंडक्शन, दूसरा है कंडक्शन. Okay? Either by induction or by conduction. So in case of induction, what is going to happen? When a charged object, any charged object is brought near a neutral object. Okay? कोई charged object है, इसको आप किसके पास लाएंगे? Near. Okay? You need not to contact it physically. आपको physically उसको contact करने का जरूरत नहीं है, बस आपको उसके पास में लाना है, near लाना है किसके? Neutral object के, neutral charged object के. Okay? कोई भी charged object है, उसको आपको neutral object के पास में लाएंगे. Okay? तो जब आप इसको लाएंगे तो what is going to happen? It results in the shifting in the position of the electrons in other object. Okay? अब ये neutral object है, fine. Neutral object भले, but neutral क्यों होगा? क्योंकि इनके जो positive, अगर 3 positive charge होंगे तो 3 negative भी charge होंगे. अब आप एक charge object को लेके आए, इसके पास या तो positive charge होगा या negative charge होगा. इसको आप इसके नजदीक लेके गए, you are bringing it near to it. So now what is going to happen? The position of the electrons in this, there will be a change in the position of the electrons. If the object is negative, the electrons are going to be far. Okay? So when a charged object is brought near a neutral object, there is a change in the position of the electrons of the other object. So this is what? Induction. अब कंडक्शन में देखते हैं क्या होता है. कंडक्शन में हम क्या करते हैं? When a charged object comes in contact with a conductor, it results in the transfer of charge. Okay? यहाँ कंडक्टर से, चार्ज ऑब्जेक्ट को कांटेक्ट कराएंगे कंडक्टर से, तो क्या होगा, इट रिजल्ट्स अगेन इन द ट्रांसफर ऑफ द चार्ज थ्रू द कंडक्टर, कंडक्टर के थ्रू चार्ज का ट्रांसफर होगा। तो एक मेथड हो गया इंडक्शन, दूसरा मेथड हो गया कंडक्शन। कंडक्शन में क्या हो रहा है, ट्रांसफर हो रहा है चार्ज का थ्रू कंडक्टर, और इसमें पोजीशन में चेंज हो रही है आपके इलेक्ट्रॉन्स की पोजीशन में। सो बेसिकली इंडक्शन में कोई कांटेक्ट नहीं होता है, ओनली वी हैव टू ब्रिंग इट नियर, but in case of charge object there is a contact. Okay, so in the process of induction does not involve any physical contact between the charged object and uncharged object, that is the neutral object. While in the process of conduction, the conduction requires a physical contact between both the objects. Okay, so I hope what is electric current, flow of electrons या flow of charge, movement of charge, that is electric current. And electric current flow of charge can take place in two types, either through a method of induction or through a method of conduction. So I hope it must be very clear to you. So here I complete my part 1 of chapter 15. I hope you have liked my video. If you have liked my video, please give a like button. And if you have not subscribed our channel All Scholar yet, please do subscribe it so that you can get the notification whenever we upload the videos. Okay? So thank you so much. Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel. Don't forget to like my video. If you have any comment or you have any suggestions, please go into the comment box and please comment, and any valuable suggestion is being appreciated. So thank you so much.